A little wand and a rose. Let's just read a bit of the introduction. Look at him. So cute. And it's in a very, very tingly kind of set. What goes on behind the scenes and what you can see when you go to the Warner Brothers studio in London. This is Jen ASMR unboxing. Subscribe before you fall asleep. Hi there. This evening I am doing part 3 of my Harry Potter World book collection. So part 1 is the original 7 books. I'm showing my it's like a box set with beautiful covers and a beautiful box for box set, obviously. So that one I did last month, and I filmed the second. So the part 2 is actually in French, and it is going through my French versions, just of the original 7 books. And this part 3 is going through all the other books. So I have like the screenplay here. I have some other I don't know, just Fantastic Beast linked books. I have Quidditch book. I'll show you. So the first one I'm going to show you is the screenplay. So this one is the special rehearsal edition script, and it's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, parts 1 and 2. And it's based on an original new story by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany and Jack Thorne, a new play by Jack Thorne. So this is the one that plays in London, in the West End, that I always hoped I would be able to go and see. But it's always either fully booked or really expensive, because I don't just have the tickets, I have to get the Eurostar and then the hotel and everything to go with it. And parts 1 and 2, you can't always see them on the same day, but so it's quite complicated basically. And now with what's going on in the world, traveling is not really the thing to do, so I'm not even thinking about looking for tickets or anything. But one day I will see this play live, I hope. So there's not going to be any spoilers in this video. I'm just basically going to read what you could see if you went to the shop and checked it out, or checked out on Amazon or something. So just the cover, the blurb on the back, maybe have a look at the first few pages, but no spoilers. Okay, so short and sweet on the back, we have the 8th story, 19 years later. It's starting to curl up a little on the edges, the dust cover. Okay, so I'm just going to read the blurb about J.K. Rowling, Jack Thorne, and John Tiffany on the dust cover here. Protecting this. Is it black or dark blue? If it's blue, it's very dark. Okay, so left to right we have have J.K. Rowling, Jack Thorne, and John Tiffany standing up there. So, J.K. Rowling is the author of the 7 Harry Potter novels, 3 companion books originally published for charity: The Casual Vacancy, a novel for adults, and under the pseudonym of Robert Galbraith, the Cormoran Strike crime series. Cormoran. I don't know. J.K. Rowling is making her screen debut and is a producer on the film Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, due for release in November 2016. Wow, 4 years ago. Okay, so Jack Thorne writes for theatre, film, television, and radio. His theatre credits include Hope and Let the Right One In, among many others. Film credits include War Book and The Scouting Book for Boys, and for TV, the BAFTA award-winning Don't Take My Baby, The Fates, and the This Is England series. He is adapting Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials trilogy for the BBC. Then we have John Tiffany, has won multiple awards for his directing work, both in the West End and on Broadway. His work includes Once, The Glass Menagerie, Macbeth, The Becky, I don't know how to pronounce that, Let the Right One In, and Black Watch. He is Associate Director of the Royal Court and was Associate Director of the National Theatre of Scotland from 2005 to 2012. Okay, so she has put together a nice little team, it seems. Let's have a little look at the cover inside. I think it just has a little simple, has a little simple nest, the wings. Same here. So let's read the blurb on this side, which is about the story a little. The 8th story, 19 years later. It was always difficult being Harry Potter, and it isn't much easier now that he is an overworked employee of the Ministry of Magic, a husband and father of 3 school-age children. Their spoilers are here. It's okay, it's only blurb spoilers. While Harry grapples with a past that refuses to stay where it belongs, his youngest son, Albus, must struggle with the weight of a family legacy he never wanted. As past and present fuse ominously, both father and son learn the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes darkness comes from unexpected places. Wow. Based on an original new story by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany and Jack Thorne, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a new play by Jack Thorne. It is the 8th Harry Potter story and the first to be officially presented on stage. This special rehearsal edition of the script brings the continued journey of Harry Potter and his friends and family to readers everywhere. immediately following the play's world premiere in London's West End on the 30th of July 2016. That's cool. Okay. Again with the nest and the wings. Little brown. Act 1, Act 2, Part 2, Act 3, Act 4. I really enjoyed reading this. So, J.K. Rowling to Jack Thorne, who entered my world and did beautiful things there. That's cute. John Tiffany says, for Joe, Louis, Max, Sonny, and Merle, wizards all. And Jack Thorne to Elliot Thorne, born 7th of April 2016. As we rehearsed, he gurgled. That's cute too. Part 1. Part 1, Act 1. A lot of pages for not much. Guess it's a script. Act 1, Scene 1, King's Cross. And that's where I'll stop. So that's my first other Harry Potter themed book. I would really recommend it. I've heard only amazing things about the actual play, and I would love to go and see it one day. But already to be able to read it, like script-wise, it's really cool. Okay, so just before I go on to the next books, I just wanted to make sure you saw my Harry Potter nails. They're really cute. They are hand-painted press-on nails, and they were done by Pressed by Jess. All the links will be down below, because she did an amazing job. They're so cool. Can you see how cute they are? Totally hand-painted. Amazing. Okay, so the next books I want to show you, because it's a set. Hogwarts Classics, and it's in a very, very tingly kind of set, because it has that kind of textured cover. We have the Hogwarts Crest. Hogwarts Classics. Quidditch Through the Ages and the Tales of Beedle the Bard. J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World. So as you can see, both books are inside. And it's a really, really beautiful set. Just look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? It's a present. A really beautiful present. So inside we have Quidditch Through the Ages from Kenilworth Wisp. And then we have the Tales of Beedle the Bard with additional notes by Professor Albus Dumbledore. So these are not stories as such. They are, I think they were released for Comic Relief. Let me check. for comic relief with Lumos. Lumos is like a children's charity that J.K. Rowling set up. So let me just read the tales of Beedle the Bard. The Tales of Beedle the Bard contains 5 richly diverse fairy tales, each with its own magical character that will variously bring delight, laughter, and the thrill of mortal peril. Essential and enjoyable reading for muggles and wizards alike. The Tales of Beedle the Bard is a uniquely magical volume with illuminating notes by Albus Dumbledore. We have his little signature here. It's very cute. Proceeds from the sale of this book will be donated to Lumos, a charity working to transform the lives of disadvantaged children. So that's cool. Not to be sold separately. So let's have a little look inside. Translated from the Ancient Runes by Hermione Granger. Commentary by Albus Dumbledore. Introduction, notes, and illustrations by J.K. Rowling. Lumos, protecting children, providing solutions in association with Arthur A. Levine Books, an imprint of Scholastic. Incorporated. Okay, so the Tales of Beedle the Bard. I like the illustration so far. Contents: The Wizard and the Hopping Pot, The Fountain of Fair Fortune, The Warlock's Hairy Heart, Babbity Rabbity and Her Cackling Stump, The Tale of the Three Brothers. I've read The Tale of the Three Brothers. And then there's a personal message from Georgette Mueller, Chief Executive of Lumos. I have a little wand and a rose. Let's just read a bit of the introduction. So, introduction. The Tales of Beedle the Bard is a collection of stories written for young wizards and witches. They have been popular bedtime reading for centuries, with the result that the Hopping Pot and the Fountain of Fair Fortune are as familiar to many of the students at Hogwarts as Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty are to Muggle, non-magical children. Beedle's stories resemble our fairy tales in many respects. For instance, virtue is usually rewarded and wickedness punished. However, there is one very obvious difference. In Muggle fairy tales, magic tends to lie at the root of the hero or heroine's troubles. The Wicked Witch has poisoned the apple or put the princess into a coma, deep sleep. 100 years sleep or turn the prince into a hideous beast. In the Tales of Beedle the Bard, on the other hand, we meet heroes and heroines who can perform magic themselves and yet find it just as hard to solve their problems as we do. Beedle's stories have helped generations of wizarding parents to explain this painful fact of life to their young children, that magic causes as much trouble as it cures. Another notable difference between these fables and their Muggle counterparts is that Beedle's witches are much more active in seeking their fortunes than our fairy tale heroines. Asha, Altheda, Amata, and Babbity Rabbity are all witches who take their fate in their own hands rather than taking a prolonged nap or waiting for someone to return a lost shoe. The exception to this rule, the unnamed maiden of the Warlock's hairy heart, acts more like our idea of a storybook princess, but there is no happily ever after at the end of her tale. Beedle the Bard lived in the 15th century, and much of his life remains shrouded in mystery. We know that he was born in Yorkshire, and the only surviving woodcut shows that he had an exceptionally luxuriant beard. If his stories accurately reflect his opinions, he rather liked Muggles, whom he regarded as ignorant rather than malevolent. He mistrusted dark magic, and he believed that the worst excesses of wizard kind sprang from the all too human traits of cruelty, apathy, or arrogant misapplication of their own talents. The heroes and heroines who triumph in his stories are not those with the most powerful magic, but rather those who demonstrate the most kindness, common sense, and ingenuity. That is a lovely introduction. Oh, it's not finished. Okay. Yeah. There's not like it's like double. I don't know if I'll read all of that. Maybe I could do a separate video with just each of these books, because I think there's so much lovely stuff in here. I don't think I'll get a copyright strike for reading these either. So this is also a comic relief one, so for charity. Quidditch Through the Ages. And this is more both of them, I guess, are supposed to be, well, all three, because you'll see there's also a third book that was made in this kind of a charity thing. This is supposed to be the books that the people in Harry Potter's world, like the wizard and witches, had as school books, or fairy books and stuff, fairy tales. So if you have ever asked yourself where the golden snitch came from, how the bludgers came into existence, or why the Wigtown Wanderers have pictures of meat cleavers on their robes, you need Quidditch Through the Ages. This invaluable volume is consulted by young Quidditch fans on an almost daily basis. Proceeds from the sale of this book will go to Comic Relief, who will use your money to continue improving and changing lives. Work that is even more important and astonishing than the 3.5-second capture of the Golden Snitch by Roderick Plumpton in 1921. Albus Dumbledore. Wizard Books. Yeah. So this one is pretty cute too. So this one doesn't have an introduction. It's really as if it was a book from school. You have your little library card part in the beginning. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna probably do separate videos for these. I don't want to go too far into them. They're very cool. I've only really like flicked through them. I've never read fully. So yeah, I might need to do a separate video on each of these books because they're pretty cool. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is actually the third in the series of the books that she put out for charity for Comic Relief. And this one I got later, so it wasn't in the collection, like the classic Hogwarts collection. It came out later. So this one is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by Newt Scamander. So this is the book that Newt is supposed to have written, like in the actual films. And it's pretty cool. It's actually classification of the animals or creatures, the beasts, and like actual information and drawings and stuff. It's really cool. So with six fantastic new beasts from J.K. Rowling. So she's added her own. No wizarding household is complete without a copy. So I think I'm going to put this aside with the other two for a separate video. This is more of just like an overview of what I have. The books. Let's just read the blurb on the inside. So, a copy of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them resides in almost every wizarding household in the country. Now muggles too have the chance to discover what the puffskein eats and why it is best not to leave milk out for a gnarl. Proceeds from the sale of this book will go to Comic Relief and J.K. Rowling's international charity Lemos, which will do magic beyond the powers of any wizard. If you feel that this is insufficient reason to part with your money, I can only hope that passing wizards feel more charitable if they see you being attacked by a manticore. So also available are the two that I have in the classic collection. And I think I will do the same with this. I will put it aside for a separate video, I think, because it deserves its own little flick through and reading and stuff. So that's cool. Okay, so I have 3 more books to show you. 3 more. This next one it was also a present, and it is the Screenplay from Fantastic Beasts. So J.K. Rowling, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the original screenplay. So the film was like based on this. J.K. Rowling invites you to explore a new era of the wizarding world. Explorer and magizoologist Newt Scamander has just completed a round-the-globe trip in search of the most rare and unusual magical creatures. Arriving in New York, he intends his stay to be just a brief stopover. However, when Newt's case is misplaced with some of his fantastic beasts escape into the city, it spells trouble for everyone. Yeah. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them marks the screenwriting debut of J.K. Rowling, author of the beloved and internationally best-selling Harry Potter books, and is now a major movie starring Academy Award winner Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander, set over 50 years before Harry's story begins, and featuring a cast of remarkable characters. This tale of friendship, magic, and mayhem is epic, adventure-packed storytelling at its best. Oh, so nice. I really enjoyed this, and I really enjoyed the films too. I think originally there were going to be 5 Fantastic Beasts films, and I've heard that they might be reducing that to 3. So I'm sad. Yeah, I'm really sad about that. I think they could have done so much. Maybe they still will. I don't know. We'll see. think there is a nice little detail, if I remember, on the cover. Yeah. There's a cute little golden niffler just here on the cover. Look at him. So cute. Such a beautiful book, isn't it? And all this is embossed and shiny. It just looks lovely on the shelf. And it's a pleasure to pick up. Very pretty. Good read too. Okay. So the next book I have to show you is actually one that I got in a subscription box, and I have not read it at all. Just kind of an extra kind of book. I don't know if it's a book that I would have actually bought. In fact, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have bought it, but I actually really like it. So it is Newt Scamander, a movie scrapbook. I just want to show you the cover real quick because no, I can't. I want to remove this, but I was keeping it for when I did the specific video for just this book. It's been requested as well a lot for me to do that. Okay, well, I'll just show you the top. Look at that. Isn't that so beautiful? It's all embossed and there's like gold, dark blue everywhere. It's so pretty. So yeah. So I'm gonna do a full video for this book as well. Okay, this Harry Potter book series is getting pretty big right now. So inside is a whole bunch of extra little, so it's actually like a scrapbook. Let me see if I can just open a few pages. So there's little inserts of paper cards, little things you can pull out, little things here, little flyers, and all sorts of fun little extras, you know. There's little things that turn, and just really beautifully crafted little paper extras, you know. Really well done little scrapbook stuff. And I got this in the Wizarding World crate, and I've been meaning to do an entire video going through it and stuff, but I just haven't really been able to get the time to do that, because I think it will probably be quite a long video, but really nice and relaxing. So I'm gonna put this aside with the other 3 books that I'm gonna need to make videos for. So let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. I know for the Fantastic Beasts one, it's a definite yes, because I've got a lot of requests for that. But for the other ones, let me know. Okay, so this last one is kind of a book, I guess. It's the official guide of the making of Harry Potter, and I got it at the Warner Brothers studio tour in London. Oh, it was such a lovely day. I loved that day. So it's the official guide. So basically when you buy your ticket, you decide if you want to buy this with it or not. And inside it's showing you the studio, all the actors, the crew. Let me just try and not make too much noise with this. So we have the last shot here. We have some costume information, a Umbridge's cat plates. I have some of them. Yeah, so just like little things like how they made this, how they made that, like talking about the Horcruxes, just like general behind the scenes information, the wands, yeah. Things that you can like see a lot of in the actual studio tour, like, yeah, I recognize some of the places that you can go to. Yeah, Dumbledore's office, oh that was so cool. You can actually walk up the steps and have a look in, it's nice. Yeah, common room, yeah, you can see the common room. And then like, yeah, there's like a Yule Ball section where it's got this little, I want to say like palace with the drinks, and then you've got the costumes that they wore, the actual costumes and stuff. And you can walk into the Great Hall too. So yeah, so it's kind of like an idea of what goes on behind the scenes and what you can see when you go to the Warner Brothers studio in London. It's kind of nice to flick through sometimes, just like, I don't know, just to remember that day. Like I have my own photos of like when we were there, which I like looking at sometimes too, but like this is like extra information, you know, like if you didn't read all the little plaques in front of everything, it doesn't matter because you have this, you know. It's cool. Okay, so that is all I have to show you for this evening. I hope that you enjoyed part 3. Go and check out part 1 if you want to see my lovely box set of the original books. It's beautiful, and I think there's rain in that video too. And if you would like to hear some French, some of my French, go and check out part 2 for my French books. I do read like the blurbs in the back and stuff. And then yeah, this is part 3, so either it's part 3 full stop, or there will be a part 4, 5, etc. if I go deeper into the books, the scrapbook and the comic relief books. I think it would be cool. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you're feeling very relaxed and calm. I hope that you're fine wherever you are.